everyone thought I was having a birthday celebration, but I am much older than 20.
And I'm the person that Miles calls when he needs help on peppling stuff.
But back
Well,
then, when I was like Amber's age, it was like super freak out and, a weird movie.
It's a terrible movie, right? But it's hilarious. And in the corner is a paperclip, and he grabs the paperclip and he's like, "Aha, I got it!" And that's what he uses to kill the first person. If you're a big Christmas movie, what do you consider Die Hard?
Holding back on us, guys. Holding back.
Gonna try here
I'm
without
just
knocking everything
really
over.
because
When you live in a town called Farmington, you kind of expect not the best internet wired. So
this thing. Hey everybody, it's been a couple of weeks, but glad to be back. It's been a hectic time at CTS with our 20th year anniversary, but just wanted to remind everybody, thank you again for all your views and your listens, and please be sure to shoot us over some questions at the end of today's podcast. But real quick, want to introduce the two guys down at the bottom. So we have Miles and Mike from Get Wireless, and we're going to let them just do a real quick intro of themselves, who they are, what they do for Get Wireless.
all right, I'll go first. So, hey guys, my name is Miles Hensel. I'm the regional sales executive for the Central United States for Get Wireless. What that means to Dillon and team and whoever else comes to say hi to me is I'm basically the jack of all trades, kind of the answer guy, kind of the phone switch operator. So if you need something, I know who to get to and how to get you moving pretty quick.
perfect. I'm Mike Anderson, and I'm the person that Miles calls when he needs help on peppling stuff. So I'm the director. I'm the director of product management here at Get Wireless, and I manage a few lines, but the main line I manage is peppling. And what that means is anything to deal with peppling comes through me, and then I also help out on sales calls, whether it's pre-sales, whether it's post-sales, whether it's how to configure something. You need help on designing something within one of the products. I'm here to assist for that.
Amber, let's hear something fun to kind of break the ice for everybody, just so they don't think we're a bunch of weirdos on camera.
Okay, today's question is, what's your favorite Halloween movie? Because Halloween's only in a couple weeks.
Okay, Halloween movie. I'll go first today. So my soon-to-be wife, fiance, she is a huge fan of Halloween, and I'm not into like the scary movies, so I think you have to go with like one of those classic Disney Channel originals. We're getting my son's haircut the other day, and I don't know why this is the first one that came to mind, but that movie Halloween Town. So when you watch it now in my 30s, it is like the cheesiest thing in the world. But back then, when I was like Amber's age, it was like super freak out and, a weird movie. So I got to go with like one of those Disney kind of cheesy Halloween movies.
Okay, I'll go next. I'm going to give you like an official answer so I can sound cool, and then I'll kind of follow up something like what you just said. So I got into the It movies, the remakes. But honestly, like just from a filmmaking perspective, they're like really interesting and really well done for the storyline and all that stuff. That's my like official answer. But the more fun answer is 100% the same page as you, Dylan. We kind of do just that cheesy 90s, early 2000s, low budget kind of thing every year. And then, of course, we go through the classics. We go through, like, Scream and whatnot. And then, if we're having a fun time, and not trying to be scary, really go on theme, all the scary movies, I mean, those are just, like, really fun time to watch. And they're just
like the actual, where the title, like the scary movie?
1, 2, 3.
Oh, yeah. I remember those. Yeah, those were the guy with the hand,
Yeah, funny. What's this number two? Just a funny, stupid. Fun.
I'm gonna go completely off book here. I'm gonna go from a movie from the 70s. This is a spoof of all the Halloween scary movies. It's called Student Bodies, and it's just really bad. It's a terrible movie, right? But it's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm a big Christmas movie guy, so that'll be good here in a month or two. So I don't know a whole lot about Halloween.
If you're a big Christmas movie, what do you consider Die Hard? Is it a Christmas movie or not?
Yeah, that's true. But it's in that category, so you might as well leave it there. And especially since
agreed.
Bruce Willis is not going to be making any more movies.
Yeah, that's true.
So we'll get into the good stuff, everybody. Thanks for that. So take a small business, 20 to 30 people. If you had to give them, say a 4G device, a 5G device, like a go-to, off-the-cuff, this is my elevator speech solution, what are some things that, Mike, you may give as an elevator speech, and Miles, you may give to the customer side or even the representative side to be able to dumb that down to their end user?
Yep. Mike, you go first.
Yeah, sure. So I always start off with, I mean, I get this question all the time, right? So my go-to device is the BR1 Pro, not only because of the price point of it, but because of the capabilities. It's such a great product for whatever you want to do. I mean, it allows you to do bonding, it allows you to do that hot failover, but it's also compact. It's really small. You could put it in a kiosk. You can do it for, you can throw it on a rack, like on a shelf in a rack system. You can, mount it in a car. There's so many use cases for the BR1 Pro. You can get it in a 4G or a 5G device, and depending on how you want to do it, you can even connect. This is kind of a neat feature. You can even connect two of them together, right? So you can plug one into the other. Yeah, and then you can make it look like it's one device, and this is something called synergy mode with Peplink. But this allows you to bond two cellular radios into one. Right off the bat, my first one, if you're trying to get into, if you're saying, hey, Peplink, what is it? I don't get it. What's the best device? I'd start with that BR1 Pro, right from there, and then whittle it down. Okay, what's your use case? What are you gonna? Is it fixed? Is it mobile? Maybe it's not the best device. Maybe they need something crazy like the EPX where they want to bond multiple radios into one. But really, that BR1 Pro is probably my go-to device. Miles?
Yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, the BR1 Pro 5G and the Cat 20 version of it, it just kind of fits everything. But then somebody's gonna say, hey, it's a little bit too expensive. I don't need a gigabit throughput. I don't need 5G. So then we can go down to the BR1 Mini, and frankly, between the BR1 Mini and the BR1 Pro, that is, Mike, tell me if I'm wrong, that's probably like 80% of our day of our recommendation.
Number one.
Almost everything can fit into those two product categories. And so what the BR1 Mini is again, I'm just reiterating, but it's what Mike just said, but smaller, cheaper, a little bit slower. But again, you don't necessarily need to have a gigabit throughput if you're just doing, a quick point of sale failover terminal, or if you're doing like a gate, trying to open a gate and just have a quick connection point. You don't necessarily need $1,000 thing, right? So BR1 Mini fits everything below that, which is very universal.
And I think what I like, and like you said, those are probably the two go-tos, unless you start getting in the nitty-gritty of either I don't really need any of that and I can go something super basic, or I need the whole nine. So what's maybe even something over the last year? Obviously, we've seen so many other OEMs come out with different devices for different use cases. What's like a new one that's coming out, maybe now, maybe in the near future, that's going to be like the wow, Peplink is doing this type of device?
Yeah, Mike, let me start on this one. This isn't actually new, but it's a newer concept. So Peplink started to work with Starlink in January of this year. And frankly, with the hurricanes that just happened, and hitting North Carolina, hitting Florida, all that stuff, we've seen just a massive surge of requests for it. And so basically the idea here, kind of like Mike was saying with the two cellular radios, you can take a satellite connection and your cellular radio, or you can take your your landline and your satellite radio, and you can have a Peplink box, and you can have both connections working together. So while it's not brand new and not coming out here in the next future, I mean, Starlink is not going away, and that's going to be, I mean, I don't know if it's going to replace cellular, probably won't, but it's going to be something that we talk about for the next decade, if not more.
We'll probably see this in the next month. This isn't really a device, it's more of an antenna update, and it's kind of weird that I'm going to be talking about an antenna, but Peplink has the HD1 dome, right? That's an all-enclosed device that you can mount up high. Yeah, right?
Yep.
Well, they're going to come out with something, and the dome it's a great device, and we have it in a lot of different use cases, but sometimes what you need is you don't really need all that power for that. You just want the internet pipe. You just want it to be like, hey, here's a 5G connection. So what they're going to allow you to do is this antenna max is going to be what it's called. You're going to be able to put in three device types: the BR1 Pro, the BR1 Mini Series, and then the Transit, right? Those 3 devices will fit in this thing called inside of it. So now you can create your own dome, right? So now you can put like a BR1 Mini 5G in the dome, mount it up high, and then have that plugged into another Peplink device and use the same thing what I talked about with the BR1 synergy mode, right? So now you can have all these different connections up there.
No, that's super cool.
And it's not going to be that expensive. It's pretty inexpensive. You're looking right around $350 to $399 price point.
Like I was saying before, you don't always need a 5G connection, right? So like if you just want a BR1 Mini for $400 MSRP and you want a nice antenna, you want to make it outdoor and rugged, instead of spending another $2,500, you can now put them together for under $1,000.
Holding back on us, guys. Holding back.
Hey, it's always there.
Yeah, you'll see some new. They're going to come out with. Because I'm the product manager, I get privilege to certain things. You're going to see a couple of devices get new hardware revisions. You'll see a new switch lineup coming out. You'll see, which will be kind of nice. Everyone's looking for the Peplink switches. Right now, they're kind of hard to get. But that Antenna Max is something that's kind of setting it apart.
So the big question, of course, with our Verizon teams, with any other teams that are looking for mobile, is anything coming that we're allowed to know of a mobile 4G device?
I mean, yeah. So we do have other manufacturers out there within Get Wireless, right? So there's the big one that's sold by some of the other carriers, the Netgear Nighthawk. There's a version of that's certified on Verizon. It is certified as a hotspot, so it doesn't help with those fixed wireless access plans. On some of the other side of the house, the 2 other ones like Semtech, I can't speak for Semtech. I really don't know on that line as well, but I don't think anything's coming out with a battery. On the Peplink side, nothing's really going to come out with a battery either. However, they do have options where you can bring your own battery, right? You can have a battery pack, and then you can use a USB cable to power.
What is the smallest device and the cat rating that can do that?
Well, the BR1 Mini, right?
Okay.
And Cat 4. So you could do the why can't I think of it? The BR1 Mini Core Cat 4, right? However, that one comes in a 5G device, so the BR1 Mini 5G. It's also a core, meaning it doesn't have Wi-Fi or
no
GPS.
Wi-Fi. Yep.
Right.
But if I needed Wi-Fi, I'd have to go the regular BR1 Mini, like the Cat 4, like the Cat 4 or the Cat 7.
Correct. Yep. But
I guess I need to be sitting on so I can know how big it is, because I don't know. What do you have to show us, guys? Show us the goods.
I can't really. So this is going to be really awkward because my desk is set up with a Peplink, and I have it connected to the slim antenna, and it's all behind my desk. Okay, I'll talk about my setup. So this is the slim antenna, right?
Okay.
And the nice thing about this is that you don't drill it through the window. So this comes with it, all the the double-sided Velcro. I have this set up in my vehicle. It's in the back of my car. So when I leave, if I go on a trip, because everyone knows, you get kids and they want to use the internet and they want to connect their iPads or whatever.
Yep.
So I bring that, I connect it to my window, and then I set up my BR1 Pro in the back of the car. I power it, and it provides a hotspot for everything in the car, and it's fast enough, right? And then, as you can see here, I'll try to get in the shot. Here's my BR1 Pro, and to be honest, this is what I'm using for this call. I don't use cable because my cable provider isn't that great. And the best part is I can take it with me. I mean, that's
marketing right there. Using his own product.
Yeah. Yep.
What do they call that? What do they call that in the biz? To where it's like
Product placement.
Yeah. Look at that logo placement. And any questions that everybody has, feel free to loop us in. Always happy to throw Miles and Mike on a call. As much as Pete yells at me to not bother them so much, but they are a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah, my first thought was we don't have enough time to talk, so I think we should have a round 2 and probably a round 3 so we can kind of go through more than just the 2 devices we were talking about.
No, perfect. I'm always down with that because there's tons to go through. So happy to have you guys back on. Really appreciate your time, and everybody, thanks for listening. We will see you next time on Diving into Mobility with Dillon and Amber and the Get Wireless team. Thanks, everybody.